of the land and pay tribute to elders past, present and emerging. As councillors of Ku-ring-gai Council, we should always be aware that the decisions that we make affect the daily lives of those that we represent. Let us all make these decisions with knowledge, goodwill and respecting the views of others. Before we start tonight's meeting, I would like to outline a few points in regards to the meeting's proceedings. As you know, the Council's meeting is live streamed on the Council website and only councillors and Council staff will be shown on camera. The webcast of the meeting is available on Council's website and the webcast will commence once the Mayor is seated and will cease if Council goes into a confidential session where the public and the press are excluded pursuant to Section 10A of the Local Government Act. Council meetings remain open to the public as observers, but in line with the Code of Meeting Practice, speakers now address the Council through the monthly public forums and not at Council meetings. All present tonight must refrain from engaging in disorderly conduct, publicly alleging breaches of the Council's Code of Conduct or making other potentially defamatory statements. Councillors and Council staff must declare and manage any conflicts of interest that they may have in relation to any items that are the subject of the meeting agenda this evening. And just to acknowledge that today is Harmony Day, wishing you all a happy Harmony Day, and should any other councillor wish to comment on this fact? Councillor Ward.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Mayor, as you can see, I am in my traditional costume, my Indian costume, and I have been celebrating Harmony Day. If I went through you, Mr. Mayor, this is a week-long event and there's lots of wonderful things going on, and it's vibrant and it's multicultural. It was created in 1999 to celebrate unity and diversity and was originally an Australian celebration, now marked worldwide. I know Ku-ring-gai Council is doing a lot of work around this area now, and can I thank the staff and the General Manager for the work that they're doing in our community to promote Multicultural Week, so thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Ward. Apologies. We have all councillors present. General Manager, any staff apologies?
There are none, Mr. Mayor.
Declarations of interest. Councillors, any declarations? General Manager, are there any staff declarations?
There are none, Mr. Mayor.
General Manager, documents circulated to councillors.
Mr. Mayor and councillors, just the Greens, which contain a number of items. A memo from the Manager Governments with a correction to the minutes of the extraordinary meeting 16 March 2023. A memo from the Director Strategy and Environment in relation to GB9, a memo from the same Director in relation to C1, review of the HOA Ku-ring-gai High School, and a memo from the Director Operations responding to a question with notice in relation to illegal tree removal.
Thank you. Confirmation of reports to be considered in closed meeting. General Manager.
Mr. Mayor and councillors, there are two. Item C1, review of the Heads of Agreement Ku-ring-gai High School Joint Use Project report and attachments 1 through 10, and item C2, preliminary heritage assessment report and attachments 1 and 2. And
I seek a motion that those items remaining confidential. Move Councillor Smith, seconded Councillor Wheatley. All those in favour? That is unanimous. Confirmation of minutes from the previous council meeting. I seek a motion moved by Councillor Ward, seconded by Councillor Wheatley. All those in favour? That is unanimous. Minutes from the Mayor, there are none this meeting. Petitions, there are none tabled, unless a councillor has one ready to table. There being none, move to general business. After anybody wishing to have a site inspection on any particular item? No site inspections, thank you. I invite councillors to nominate any items on the agenda that they wish to adopt in accordance with the officer's recommendation, allowing for minor changes without debate. Councillor Spencer.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would like to move all the GB items, meaning GB 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way to 12.
Thanks.
Officer's recommendation.
Thank you. Moved by Councillor Spencer, seconded by Councillor Lennon. All those in favour? That is unanimous. We also have 2 confidentials. Councillor Spencer.
So C2, I'll start with C2 first.
Thank you.
C2, that is noted and received, is it right?
As per the officer's recommendation.
Yeah, as per officer's recommendation.
Moved by Councillor Spencer, seconded by Councillor Lennon. All those in favour? That is unanimous.
And I'll leave C3. I think that's the only one available.
C1, yes. No, just definitely C1. Which leaves C1, which is the review of the heads of agreement of Ku-ring-gai High School Joint Use Project. And I seek a motion. Councillor Lennon?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. There is a motion of which you're aware. Is this the proper time to consider it, or do we need to go into confidential?
This is the time.
If there is debate, then we would have to go into confidential. If there's a motion, we can put that up on the screen and ask questions about that. If they're just in general, shall we say.
Well, then, with your approval, I ask that it be put up on the screen, the motion that you actually circulated earlier.
And as a seconder for that?
Sorry, just 1 second. I'll second.
Seconded by Councillor Spencer.
Through the General Manager, may I ask Director Watson just to confirm the information that he provided to us earlier this evening concerning the tender process?
Through you, Mr. Mayor.
Director?
I was advised late this afternoon that the tender for the Stage 1 works, being the field of play, has been extended until the 11th of April. We were hoping to have some, at least a broad range of figures for today, but that's not going to be possible.
Thank you, Director.
Thank you, Director. Thus, may I formally move this motion? And I think it's been seconded. I'm not sure we want to have too much debate. I would just say that in my view, given that information provided, the suitable and proper thing for Council to do is to pass this motion and then more properly consider this matter when we have information that we do not now have. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Lennon. Councillor Spencer as seconder.
Yes, thank you. Now, this is a very important project. If you would recall, in a previous term, they were intending to put this at Baraburi, but it was decided that that place was unsuitable, and we found a new place for them, which is the current one, which is North Taramara High School. So I don't intend to say anything more than what I've already said, that this is a good intention of Council. However, I do have a question, if I may, regarding that report coming back. Can we put a time frame? Do we have a time frame?
Director, is a time frame possible?
I'm referring to A.
Yes.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, at this point in time, providing there's not another shift in dates, the tenders would not close until the day of the public forum in April.
So we would come to May potentially. So
Okay, so let me ask another question, frame this question another way. Now, would the director advise a date, that whether the director would recommend that we put a date on A or leave it as it is?
Director, that's assuming they have sufficient tenders to
I
report.
don't mean a specific date, like, maybe a month or something.
Yeah, through you, Mr. Mayor, I mean, I'm happy to leave that open. I can't say when I'm going to get any feedback from another agency about their tender processes.
I'm content with that. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Spencer. Councillor Greg Taylor.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, to the relevant director, if this is passed, how is it likely to hinder the progress of this project at all?
Director.
Through you, Mr Mayor, that would cause me to have to speculate, but at the moment we were anticipating tenders to close today, and they now won't close for another 3 weeks, so I can't see that this would necessarily hinder the project, no.
Thank you. Councillor Alec Taylor.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Through you to the relevant director, my question is, how will this information help us to make the decision in May when it comes back to us?
Director.
Through you, Mr Mayor, there is a set amount of money from which there are 3 packages of work for which council is not responsible: field of play, lights and amenities, and council would have a rough idea when it knows the price and the exclusions for the field of play, how much money is left for the other elements of the project. Council may not want to take on responsibility for the whole project if the whole project isn't able to be funded.
Thank you.
Councillors, if there's no further questions nor dissent, Councillor Lennon, would you like to sum up?
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Just briefly, I feel like to make a proper decision, and money being so important, we do need to know the framework, the parameters, and we won't know the details of either what is being tendered or the amount of money concerned, at least until the 11th of April. And I feel that is pretty central to the decision making that we have to make on this particular project. So I thus encourage you to pass the motion and allow us to make a decision with more information than we have today at some future time. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Lennon. All those in favour? That is Councillor Spencer, Councillor Kay, Councillor Wheatley, Councillor Smith, Councillor Ward, Councillor Lennon, Councillor Nye, Councillor Pettit against, Councillor Alec Taylor, Councillor Greg Taylor. That is passed. Extra reports circulated to the meeting.
There are none, Mr Mayor.
Business without notice subject to clause 9.3 of the Code of Meeting Practice. Questions with notice. There was one in the business paper which has been answered and printed and given to you. Inspections, there are none. And the meeting is closed. Thank you. Quiet.